What's up, St. Louis? Jamal Mayers here. Want a chance to watch the Blues like an insider with me? When you become an annual STL Sports Central insider, you're automatically entered to win. We're picking 2 winners, each bringing a guest to join me in the Blues Alumni Suite for the game versus the Edmonton Oilers on Friday, March 13th. That's right, Connor McDavid. We'll have free drinks, heavy appetizers, and an unforgettable night of Blues hockey. Sign up now at STL Sports Central, and I'll see you at the game.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into STL Sports Central, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. And this is Domesticated Gamblers, your home for St. Louis sports gambling talk. I'm Eric Sontag, and there is Shawn Surwillo. We are here talking sports betting and covering our hometown teams from a gambling perspective. So drop your comments in the live chat. Become part of the show and our gambling community here. Everyone is welcome to chime in, and I will read your comments, each and every last one of them. So also hit the like button, subscribe to the STL Sports Central YouTube channel if you haven't already. On the show tonight, football season is over. So college basketball is taking center stage, and it is not just SLU, but Mizzou is trending up big time now. So we'll break down the Tigers and Billikens games this weekend from a betting perspective. I will also have my gross, disgusting college basketball under of the week. We cashed that one last week. So we'll try to keep rolling on that and kind of this new segment that I'm enjoying here in February. Also, pitchers and catchers have reported to spring training. A lot of great coverage today here on STL Sports Central. So we are going to talk a little bit of baseball tonight, looking at some season-long futures that we like, a little bit of Cardinals talk as well. And then, of course, we will close out with our best bets. So, Mr. Sharp, good to have you back, brother. What's going on, man? We're getting excited for baseball now. We're starting to get that little transition now from football and everything else.
Yeah, we just kind of move on as the season turns. You got to kind of turn with it as a gambler. Yeah, things have been good. Had a rough Super Bowl. It's going to happen. Full transparency. Got my butt handed to me, but it was I just could not get into that game. As far the public was on Seattle, and I thought, man, something's up here. I'm just not going to bet with the public. I can't do it. I didn't want to do it. But you lose a game, and the key is here. The experienced gambler needs to learn, or the inexperienced gambler, I should say, is after a bad loss, don't go on tilt. Everything's fine. I built a very nice bankroll. I've kept the bankroll. I haven't spent it and went and did crazy things and blew my money. It's my gambling bankroll. I don't spend that. I keep it. And you just get back to the grind now. Now I'm back to the grind. I'll do a little bit more work. I'll need to get a little bit more disciplined because I shouldn't have bet that much on a game I didn't really love. But I wanted a little bit of action. And I sometimes as a gambler, you know me, like, I'm not a square. Like, there's part of me that is a gambler. And so it's exciting. It's fun. But that's why we love sports gambling, man, especially for me. So Super Bowl was a little rough, but I'm ready for baseball. I know you're ready for baseball. And college hoops, man. Been watching Missouri, cashed a bet on them yesterday, and I'm excited to break down the Tigers. And I think Gates has got a little something going with the offense. There's a little change with the offense right now.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot about that. And all that is very, very well said. Because I know, you took a few days off. The Mizzou bet last night, I believe, was your first bet since the Super Bowl. And I took a little time out from gambling today, too. I actually did have a winning Super Bowl Sunday, but I've had 3 losing days in a row since then to start the week. So today I was like Dennis Gates. I was like a basketball coach. I'm calling a TO, baby. Like, just break the momentum and get ready for the weekend. But, like, this is the first little cold streak I've had since gambling became legal on December 1st. So, like, I knew this was going to happen at some point. But exactly what you said, that's why it's so important that you could build that bankroll with all those welcome offers that were out there. I know you had a nice bankroll really before we started all that, but right. And that's why it's just important that you, once you use that opportunity to build the bankroll, like you said, hold on to it. Don't blow it when you go a little cold. Take a little TO, baby. Everything's going to be fine. And so, yeah, that's just a reminder to everyone out there watching. You get every single bet that Shawn and I make. It's available in the free Action Network app. So, like, we are really putting ourselves out there. Yeah. Because, we're going to go through cold streaks. Anyone out there can see it, but, like, we want to help people make money too, and we have a track record of being able to do this. And you're just going to go through these little walls. So, yeah, my username on there's esontag, still up over $2,500 and starting to track there back in November of 2024. And again, big part of that was just utilizing all those offers when we had the opportunity. Yeah, Mr. Sharp 44.99. That's Shawn's username on the Action Network app. Still up over $4,900 since starting to track on Action back in June of last year. So like really, I'm high volume, small stakes. Shawn's low volume, bigger dollars. So we can help you guys. This is not just lip service. Like I want to help people. Like just I've gone through. I know you've gone through it too. All these mistakes that we've made over the decades that we've spent gambling. And now I'm not saying we're the greatest gamblers in the world, that we have it all figured out, but we've learned so much that it's almost like a grandparent wanting to pass down wisdom to their grandchildren. Where I see these new gamblers making mistakes and just saying things, and I'm like, you just be careful with this stuff. And we want to be there to say, easy, young grasshopper. We're here to help you, right?
Yeah, you are. But like I said, there's still part of me that's a gambler, and that's why I wanted some action on the Super Bowl. And last couple Super Bowls I've cashed, just didn't love the public side of it. I couldn't get into the public side, so went the other side. And you take a $1,500 loss, but I'm still up 5,000 since June or so. So it's no big deal, right? It's just the ebbs and flows. Now we get back to the grind a little bit. It's basketball season. My units come down. So it's been a fun ride, though. I love it. And, yeah, I'm with you, Eric, and the fans. Why not follow us and give us a chance, and we'll make you some money.
Yeah, it's a track record. I believe it's over like 3,400 picks now we have made on this app. So, guys, get on that Action Network app, create yourself a free account, track your own plays, and really just become part of our community here on Domesticated Gamblers. Well, you referenced it with those Mizzou Tigers. I want to get going here on the show talking college basketball. I think Mizzou has earned the lead for tonight's show. They're really earning our attention right now in the market. 3 straight wins, including the big one last night at Texas A&M. And our Mizzou coverage here on Domesticated Gamblers is brought to you by James Carlton with State Farm Insurance. I'm sure James was fired up watching that last night. And really, I'm talking to every single one of you watching this. I cannot stress how important this is. We obviously all need insurance. We all have insurance, but there is a very, very good chance you are paying way too much for it. I used to be that guy, so I know. And that is why I highly recommend you take 2 minutes and get in touch with James Carlton with State Farm Insurance. And when I say 2 minutes, I literally mean 2 minutes. Like there's this super easy form you can fill out on the website, carltoninsurance.net. Just type in your name, phone number, and email address. Attach PDFs of your current policies and just type in something like, hey, I'm looking to see if you can save me money on my insurance. Here's what I currently have. Hit send email and you're done. It's all it takes. There's a very good chance James can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your insurance here in 2026. He saved me over $800 over the course of the year when I made the switch for my home and auto policies. It's an incredibly easy process to make the switch. And if you ever have to file a claim, they're going to take great care of you. James Carlton and his team have over 480 5-star reviews on Google. When you get that quote, mention Domesticated Gamblers or STL Sports Central, and they're going to make a $20 donation to Mizzou's preferred NIL fund, which is the Will to Win Fund. So you can help the show here by supporting the advertisers. You can help the Tigers. But most importantly, you can help yourself and help your family by potentially saving a ton of money. So go to carltoninsurance.net or call 314-961-4800 if your insurance costs a leg and an arm. Call James Carlton, State Farm. All right, guys, let's get going by talking Mizzou in this big game on Saturday against Texas. Tigers, the huge quad 1 win last night on the road at Texas A&M. The record's now 17-7 overall, 7-4 in the SEC. And I think it comes down to this. Like, if Mizzou could just go 3-4 in their last 7 games, that's 20 wins overall, a winning record in the SEC. Like, I would be stunned if the committee left them out with that resume. I did see Joey Lenardi today has the Tigers in the field of 68 as the last team in after the win last night. Another one of those last 4 teams in is Texas. And the Longhorns going to be in town for a huge game Saturday night, sold out crowd at Mizzou Arena. It's going to be crazy. We don't have a line for this game yet. We'll get it tomorrow, but it's going to be right around a pick'em. Ken Palm has this projected a 79-78 win for Texas. So this line, it's going to come out within like 1.5 points either way. It would not stun me if Mizzou's favored by 1.5. So it's essentially a pick 'em. Total's going to be around 157. So get involved in the chat. Let us know your thoughts on the Tigers in this game. Mr. Sharp, I'm going to start with you. You were cashing on the Tigers last night. We saw some very promising things in that game. So what do you think here?
Well, I haven't been the biggest fan of Gates, but the team is starting to play team basketball a little bit. This Pierce, he's really starting to play some ball. I like his game a lot. And they're letting the big mans get, they got two big guys. They got Mark Mitchell and they got Sean Phillips Jr., right?
Yep.
His name? Yeah, right.
Spelled just like you too. SHAWN. That's your guy.
The correct way, yeah. So, boy, both the big men really getting down low, creating a lot of problems down low, and then it's creating the outside shot, and he can kind of run that NBA style offense. But really, offense looked really good. It looked like a real offense, right? They were kind of moving the ball, doing some nice things, but the defense struggled bad in the first half. Terrible, giving up easy 3-pointers. I think there was 9 3-pointers made by 9 different players. It broke a first half record, but give Gates credit. He went in at halftime and he made adjustments. And this was a much-needed win. He actually coached a very good game. He looked like a good coach. He didn't really kind of fumble it around. And he got a game he needed this game, right? He needed it bad. He got it. So I like to see that out of the coach a lot, and that gives me some hope. And maybe, some of these big guys, these guys who've been around a couple of years for the Tigers, are starting to figure this thing out and play together as a team. And really – the evolution here lately of the point guard has been the whole thing for me watching it. Barrett, he just looks like a different kind of player running the point. He's he was a freshman last year. He's a sophomore this year. He looks a lot better. He looks a lot more poised. So I hope the Tigers can make a little run. They got 2 tough games after Texas. So this is a must-win game, I feel like, because you don't want to lose 3 in a row and then, morale's down.
So what do you think? I mean, you think the Tigers get this done?
I'm going to bet on the Tigers. I'm going to have a little bit of fun with them. And just from what I've been watching the last 3 games, I've watched all of them. And this looks like a team who's buying in at what they're good at. They got 2 big men down low. Feed them the ball, man. It works. This Phillips, he looks like a monster down low. He's owning the glass, tons of rebounds. So I love what I'm seeing from the Tigers right now. It's good team basketball.
Yeah, I'm with you. It looked completely different. Last night was the best game I think they played all year.
I'm glad that I'm not the only one feeling this way, because I know you love the game of basketball. You know a lot about basketball, so I'm glad you see it that way too.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed out T.O. Barrett too, because Ant Robinson has really regressed this year, but T.O. Barrett has really stepped in where he has ascended while Ant Robinson has
the flow. I mean, the flow this guy's got, it's awesome, man.
Fantastic. And the Godson in the chat saying big game to win here for the Tigers for the tougher matchups. Yeah, to Mr. Sharp's point, he says we'll see if they can make it out of the first round, but should make the tourney with 3 wins. Yeah, I mean, I agree with the Godson. Yeah, 3 more wins, I think, gets them in the tournament. Anything else after that is great. I'd love for them to go on a little run, but my hope with this team this season was make the tournament. I would love to see it. And for the longest time, I didn't think it was going to happen. But for this game Saturday, I've been eyeing up this spot for a while. I really like Missouri in this matchup. Like I thought they were going to be coming in off a loss because I bet against them last night. I thought we'd have the desperation factor in our favor, but instead they get this big win. Like it'd be a very Mizzou thing if they just shit the bed back at home and they have all this momentum, but like, I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're right. I think Gates has found something here. Like also, he shortened the bench last night. This was just a 7-man rotation, which I really liked that. It reminded me a lot of this team that we had last year that was so much fun to watch all year until they kind of peaked mid-February around this time, and then they kind of faded down the stretch. But I feel like this team is starting to play its best basketball now.
But this feels like more sustainable basketball than last year. Last year was a lot of who was the 3-point?
Caleb Grill.
Grill. Yeah. Grill the Thrill. When he was on fire, they were running hot, but when he was ice cold, they weren't running great. they really relied on that 3-pointer a lot last year. And I feel like right now they don't need to. And I like that in a basketball team.
Yeah, I like teams that get to the rim. It's just good things happen when you have that. And really, of the 7-man rotation, 5 of the guys were on the team last year that made it to a 6 seed in the tournament. And the other 2 additions are Phillips and then Jaden Stone, who've been really good contributors. Phillips is just he's had a lot of frustrating moments this season, but I think he's maturing. He obviously had the big bucket to win the game, a great play call by Dennis Gates on that backdoor alley-oop. And then the Phillips, the big defensive play not to foul. They were calling so many fouls, the Zebras were in the second half. And I thought he was going to get whistled for one on that last play as the guy kind of made this weird layup attempt, but he really did go straight up. And he used that 7-foot frame. He got the block. That was really good discipline. I think this team is starting to play its best basketball right now at the right time with 7 games remaining in the season where they can really go on the ascend here. And I just think last night was so big for the vibes. Like, I think a lot of people, myself included, just have not fallen in love with this team until last night. Like, I was pumped last night. I went into the game almost halfway rooting for A&M because of my bet. But as that thing kept going, I'm like, shit, I want the Tigers to win this thing. Like, I'm in this team now. I think a lot of other people are too. Like, sounds like you're feeling that as well.
I am, man. Early in the season, it was hard to get involved because you kind of watched the same thing. It wasn't creative. There were some bad losses that shouldn't have been there. And you just kind of thought as a fan, here we go again. But Gates is doing a great job. Team looks like a completely different team at the beginning of the season. So he's coaching the team that he has, not the team that he thought he had, I guess. Sometimes you get stuck as a coach kind of repeating last year's ways. But they're doing a great job, and I'm excited. This is going to be an official play for me, so it might be on the best bets.
Ooh, okay. I like to hear that. Yeah, so for me, I'll dig in a little bit more of why I like this matchup so much because, you see on KenPom, Texas is the 10th best offensive team in the country, but most of their damage is done inside where they've been able to dominate teams in the interior. That's Missouri's strength because they got these monsters, inside with Mitchell and Phillips in particular. You also called it where the Tigers really struggle is defending 3-point shooting. We saw it again last night, especially in the first half. Texas, though, is very mediocre from 3-point range. They're just 174th in the country at just 34%. The bigger thing, though, that really makes me like this, Texas doesn't even take a lot of threes. And this is where it gets a little nerdy, but there's a couple stats on KenPom that just really stand out to me on why I think this is a good matchup for Mizzou. So KenPom measures what percentage of your field goal attempts are 3-pointers. There's 365 teams in D1. Texas is number 208 in that category. And they also measure what percentage of your points come from 3-pointers. Texas is just 285th in the country in that department. So, unless Texas totally changes how they play and they start jacking up a bunch of threes and they get hot and make a bunch, I think Mizzou is going to be just fine defensively. And on the other side, Mizzou's really struggled this season with too many turnovers, just when you look at their overall numbers. But the Longhorns do not get after you defensively. They're just 326th in the country in forcing turnovers. So I'm with you. This is going to be on my card on Saturday. It'll either be Mizzou on the money line or take the points, just depending on what the number is. But I think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to make the tournament now. There is a bet you can find out there. Will Mizzou make the tournament? And after the win last night, they are now a minus 215 favorite to do so. The nose priced up at plus 164. So that was just a massive win last night. Hopefully they can build on it on Saturday. But yeah, I just think that data really stands out to me. Texas doesn't take a lot of threes and they don't make a lot of threes and they don't turn teams over. And that, I suppose that plays right into Missouri's type of game they want to play.
Yeah, this sounds like there's going to be a lot of fouls in this game if you're describing what I'm thinking here. 2 teams that are going to try to push the ball down low. And that does give Texas the advantage, though, because we know Missouri is pitiful from the charity stripe. I think, they're 67%.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right. So Texas is 74%. So that could be what this game comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah, if Mizzou loses this game, I think we're probably going to be able to point to free throws. That usually is the case in a lot of these close games. The Godson says, I also just ride the underdogs usually in March, high risk, high reward. I think Mizzou's getting in the tournament. They'll probably
That's
be an
going to
underdog.
kill them in the tournament, probably at the free throw line.
Oh, God, their season will probably die because of that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Fighting off this cold still. So I got to see me hacking up along. My apologies. I use that mute button as much as I can. Brendan Stanfield, welcome back to the chat. He said he's here to listen, gather some tips going into college basketball tournament season and MLB. He's with me. Yeah, he's got to take a timeout on bets, but getting hammered the past 2 weeks. He said, Brendan, I'm not sure if you caught the top of the show. Shawn and I were talking just about that. Shawn got crushed on the Super Bowl. I've had 3 losing days in a row. I just took a timeout today myself. That is exactly what you got to do, is take a timeout, just like a basketball coach. If you're in a cold little spell, the house has the momentum. Take a timeout, a day or two, maybe. I actually, a lot of the bets I looked at for today that I would have bet normally lost. I would have had another losing day today if I did my normal day. But I took a day. I might take another day tomorrow too and just wait for Saturday. But Shawn, do you got anything to add on Brendan's comment there? He's one of our followers in the Action Network app. He's been going through it a little bit, but Brendan's also another one of those guys. He built his bankroll using the bonus offers. So good stuff there, Brendan. No need to panic. You're up. Take a little TO, baby. Right, Shawn?
Yeah, that's exactly right. From what I've seen, there's been a lot of action, so I wouldn't be worried about it, Brendan. From what I've seen, you've been profitable 2 weeks, man. You're going to go through those little stretches. And like Eric said, just take a little break, because then the mind plays tricks on you. Now you're looking at bets you would have bet, and, I lost or I won. And so just take the whole mental break. Don't even pick games. Like, don't do what Eric did. Don't even pick any games that you would have bet. Just clear your mind of it and take a 2-day break and then get back after it. Or sometimes I'll even take a month off. I've been known in the summertime during baseball season, July 4th, dog days of summer there with August. Sometimes you just back off and enjoy life without thinking about gambling for a month.
Yep.
So nothing wrong with taking a break, Brendan.
Yep. And Brendan's wired a lot like me, where he's more smaller stakes, kind of $10 unit size. So I couldn't imagine not gambling for a month. I love it too much, but I'm also not betting as big a units as you are, where you're really kind of like, really, I'm not saying, I mean, you've done this long enough where you know how to control your emotions.
Yeah.
If I had $1,500 on a game, I'd want to throw up.
Well, I mean, I think last Super Bowl I had 2 G's on the Eagles. So, I mean, but there is a thrill, there is a rush to it.
Yep.
The largest one I've ever put is $3,000 on a Super Bowl, and I'm telling you, when you win, I never lost that one, but I won, and it's a different kind of feeling, man. That's that rush,
Yep. Yeah, I'd say
dangerous. It's dangerous.
It can be, and that's why you got to manage that bankroll. It's more important just as important, if not more important, than being knowledgeable about sports.
Right.
Knowing how to manage it.
But I'm only betting that because I might be up 10,000 for the year. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So take a day tomorrow, Brendan. Yeah, the NBA's on their break. The NHL's on their break at the Olympics. Small college basketball slate tomorrow. Let's take a day. Let's get back after on Saturday. I think that's what my plan is. We do have a game for the local teams that are be playing tomorrow night.
You're going to wait till V-Day to get going.
Yeah, just going to wait till
your true love gambling is back.
Yeah, luckily, my first love, I guess, right? Yeah, I'm lucky my wife and I are not gift people. Did not even realize it was Valentine's Day until my mom wanted to take us out to dinner tonight. My wife and me and our daughter, she bought us some nice treats. How about this? So Dairy Queen has that delicious ice cream cake, right? It's just so good, but it's just so big, right? Like we have a family of 3 and my mom that's in town. They apparently now at Dairy Queen are selling these little ice cream cake cups where it's almost just like a small concrete type thing, but it is made just like the Dairy Queen cake, where it has the chocolate base with the little cookie crumbles in the middle, and then your ice cream on top with a little bit of the frosting or the icing on top of that. It was fantastic. Perfect size. Daddy liked it. Great Valentine's Day present.
I'm gonna have to check that out, because I'm with you. I just need a little bit. I don't need a lot.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. Have you ever been to the Fountain on the Locust before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they have a treat there. I think it's called the world's smallest ice cream sundae, and it's basically like a small shot glass with ice cream and hot fudge and like a little.
I've had that. Yeah,
Have you? Yeah.
it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Big fan. Found out low. It's a good spot to go before SLU games.
Yeah.
Segue. Yeah, SLU's not at home tomorrow. They're going to be in Chicago
We should get
taking
some
on the
more
Ramblers.
advertising. We could sell, baby. We should sell.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one tomorrow night. Obviously, I mean, SLU's must-see TV right now. This is national TV tomorrow night at Loyola. It's going to be a lot of Billiken fans making the trip up to Chicago for this one. 7:30 start on ESPN2. SLU, now number 18 in the country. They've won 17 games in a row. They're 2 wins away from tying the school record with that streak. They're definitely expected to make it 18 straight tomorrow. They are a 19.5-point favorite. At Loyola, your total is 154.5. So let us know your thoughts on the Billikens in the chat. I think I'm going to take another day off tomorrow because this game, I know it's not a great thing to say in a gambling show, but I want to be honest with the audience at all times. This is a stay away for me. SLU can definitely win this game by 30 if they play their A game, but I don't want to lay this many points on the road with SLU when they're kind of in the dog days of the season. Schertz is referenced how the team really looked tired. He gave them an extra day off this week. They didn't play midweek, which is great. But he said after the LaSalle game, he could just look around the locker room and could tell these guys look tired. So he gave him an extra day. I'm not sure they're going to want to run it up or need to run it up against the Ramblers, but I also don't want to bet Loyola because they've been freaking horrific, both offensively and defensively this season. We talked about Mizzou, their 3-point stats with how bad their defense has been. Loyola's 3-point field goal defense is atrocious, 357th in the nation. So they don't guard the 3. The Billikens might just have one of those destruction games where they hit 23s and just blow this team out of the water within the first, 15, 20 minutes of the game. Billikens number 2 in the country, 41% from deep. But just be careful with this one. I just think like the Billikens are going to get everybody's best shot. The Ramblers are going to be up for this one. They did cover at home against 2 of the other top dogs in the A-10 and George Mason and Dayton. They covered at VCU. They even have a quad 1 win over Santa Clara, which is a team that SLU had to fight to the death with and just only win by 1. So if I had to make a pick for this game, I think I would take the over on the Billikens team total just because they might have one of those games from 3 like they did against St. Bonaventure. But this is just going to be a pass for me. I think even if I was in a good groove right now, I still don't really love this game, but I think I'm definitely passing just with kind of this, make this a 2-day timeout for me instead of a 1-day timeout. The Gotson says SLU is going running, I believe. So yeah, I don't know if the Gotson means just big picture where they make it run in the tournament if he wants them tomorrow at Loyola, but this is one I just want to be careful with tomorrow. What do you think, Shawn?
I think part of your fandom here is getting in the way a little bit. This on paper, this is a blowout here. I like SLU, and I'm going to probably put a little taste on it myself. I think this is a terrible Loyola Chicago team, and I'm not too worried about a letdown game. If the boys look tired to Schertz, I mean, they won 82-58. So if that's tired, then we'll be all right. I think they come out, they handle business pretty easily. The next 2 games, I feel like SLU's going to get away with playing mediocre basketball and still getting a blowout win. These 2 teams, they get Rhode Island after that. Woof, they're terrible. But I do think VCU is going to have a game for them the next time they face each other. So that's February 20th. So I think SLU handles business, and the winning streak maybe comes to an end against VCU. I think VCU is going to get us this time.
Yeah, Gotson says I'm with Shawn. I take the SLU number. I do think VCU is definitely going to compete with not just the pride, but they're a really, really good team. I think they're the second best team in the league at this point as George Mason's kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
I just don't see SLU losing at home. I could see them dropping one of the games at Dayton or at George Mason. If I had to gun to my head, does SLU lose another game the rest of the regular season? I think they're going to lose one more. I think it'd be one of those.
I think we want to lose one more. We don't want to go into the bracket. We don't want to March Madness on a 24-game winning streak.
Yeah. I either want to go undefeated in the A-10. If they go undefeated in the A-10, I almost want them to lose in the A-10 tournament just
Right.
to take a breath, relax. But
Maybe
if they
win one game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then-
If they lose one more in the regular season, I want them to win. I mean, I want them to win the A10 tournament no matter what. But I guess I get your point though, of just like you don't want to be going in on some what would the winning streak be at that point? It's 17 now to be 7 more is 20. They'd be on a 27 game winning streak entering the NCAA tournament.
No, bad things are due to happen.
I guess the only good well, not the only good thing, but a lot of good things from that. They'd probably be a 4 seed, maybe a 3 if enough teams fall off. But this team is an absolute wagon. They're going to be favored easily in the rest of their games. The closest projection on KenPom is the last game of the year at George Mason. He projects at 78-71 for SLU. So they're going to be favored by about 7 in that game, and that's going to be the tightest spread that they have. It's just crazy. I do think going 18-0 in the league is definitely doable, but I'm with you. I think they drop one along the way somewhere.
The game we went to against George Washington,
yeah,
that was a good test, but they're going to need another really good test, maybe even a loss here to make them realize what they're going to have to do in the tournament to wake them back up. You don't want to keep riding in these big, long winning streaks. But, the only guy who doesn't need a day off is 21. He needs to be in the gym running lines every day, getting in a little better shape. Mr. Sharp would like to see 21 in a little better physical shape.
Getting on Rob and his physique there. Yeah, Rob
is beat to the lane quite a bit sometimes.
He is going to be like the MVP of all of his YMCA leagues until like the day he dies. With just the way he plays, he's going to be so crafty in the gym. I hope he can. There's no way he's an NBA player, but I think he can make a lot of money in Europe for probably a long time if that's what he wants to do with his life.
A little better.
It's part of the charm though with Rob.
Yeah.
I love this team. I love Shirts is keeping them on a level head. I saw it. Yeah.
He gets beat to the lane. He's a little slow with the feet.
Oh man.
It's going to cost him.
I hope not. But yeah, that's the thing. Like that. He did get beat up a lot against more physical teams last year, but it was kind of a lot of it fell on him. It was him and Gibson Jimerson and Isaiah Swope was basically the whole team last year. And this year there's games that go by that Rob doesn't have to do that much because he's got 8 other teammates that are all starter worthy on this team. I'm such a huge fan of the team, of Shirts. I saw Lenardi is calling SLU a lock to make the tournament. I love what Shirt said in an interview yesterday. He says, well, we're not a lock for the tournament. We're only a lock if it means we could lose the rest of our games and we're in the tournament. He goes, if we lose the rest of our games, we're not making the tournament. We're probably not even making the NIT. Right. So I love that. Just like keep these guys grounded. I really think the maturity on this team is really good. Brady Dunlap is also talking yesterday about just like we want to stack good days together, day after day, stack good days and good things are going to happen. He sounds like a future coach to me as well. But yeah, the Gatson says he is a meme of a player, Robbie Avila. He's referring to.
He is. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things off balance that no one else can really do. And
a lesson before the tourney is sometimes necessary. Yeah, it will not break my heart if they lose a game. But, obviously they need to wrap up this conference title. I want to hang a banner at Chaffetz next season for A10 regular season champions. He'll hang a banner for making the tournament, hang a banner for hopefully winning the A10 tournament. And who knows, man, this run, this team definitely has Sweet 16 potential. Get the right draw. You never know. We've seen other teams make runs to the Final Four that are much less talented than SLU.
I think there's a chance we see SLU and Missouri in the same bracket.
It's very possible, like a 6 versus 11 type of game.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting excited about this. Well, I do want to give out one more college basketball play. We love to
rooting for SLU. You have to be over Mizzou.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's just where my fandom would be, at least for this year. Like, I mean,
kind of like a cuck situation you're in.
It kind of is. Like, because I really do. They're almost like, I feel like they're two sons of mine that I love equally. But sometimes one needs more attention than the other,
If SLU wins, you're hurt, but it's like, are you? Because then you got Mizzou.
Yeah. I just think like Mizzou's going to have a lot more bites at the apple. And SLU, like, there's no guarantees they get another team like this, because if Shirts gets poached by somebody else, and he's gone, you might have to be starting from square one.
I think Shirts is probably headed out.
I don't know. I think he's wired to stay. But you just don't know. What kind of offers he's going to get. Like if Bill Self retires from Kansas potentially, would they potentially make a call? I know he's coming from an A-10 school. But you just look at the way they play, how efficient they are. I mean, with better athletes, he'd crush it. He's a national title caliber coach if he's got athletes like you would get.
He's going to get offered a lot of money to go somewhere.
Yeah, SLU versus Mizzou would settle an unbelievable amount of arguments right now. Yeah, there's a lot of bitchy Mizzou fans right now in chats with SLU fans. It is, but I root for both equally. I really do. It just really kind of depends on. Like last year, I was much more into Mizzou than I was SLU because Mizzou was terrific and SLU was mediocre. This year, it's just a little bit different.
This is all Missouri fans have right now: SLU and Missouri, the basketball team. Everything else sucks.
We spent the first 36 minutes of the show.
Leaving. Chiefs are heading out of the state, Cardinals look like they're going to be garbage for 20 years. The Blues look terrible. This is all we got.
This is all we got. I guess baseball's almost here. We're going to talk a little baseball here in just a second. I want to give one more college hoops play. My ugly, disgusting, gross under of the week in college basketball because we root for human failure on this show. I did this last week. It came through with Albany and Bryant. I had under 134.5 and cashed really without much of a sweat. Finished at 128. So for this week's gross, disgusting under, I'm going to the MEAC conference. Hold your ears, Missouri fans, because we are talking Norfolk State. Yeah, I know it. So they're going to be in action on Saturday against Delaware State. Yes, Delaware State is a basketball team. Again, there's 365 teams in D1. This is number 313 against number 361 in the net rankings. I'm going to start with Delaware State. The Hornets, they are the worst offensive team in the country. Dead last in scoring at just 61 points per game.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Dead last.
Right now.
Yes. They're dead last in Ken Palm effective field goal percentage. They also play slow. Number 317 in average possession length.
39% field goal percentage.
Yes. Brutal. Norfolk State, the Spartans, Ken Palm's got them as the 331st best offensive team in the country. They rank number 314 in effective field goal percentage, so they cannot shoot the rock either. You may see in your stats there, both teams got awful from the free throw line. Delaware State, 68%. Norfolk State, 66%. Another reason I like this. So the projected total for this game is 132. They met one previous time this season to win under. And that's even with both teams shooting above their season average from the field. They combined to shoot over 48% from the field in that game. And that game still only got to 130 points. And again, the projected total for this game is 132. So this stood out to me like a sore thumb as I went through I didn't love anything on Friday, but I got to the Saturday slate and I go, oh man, this is the one. So gross, disgusting under of the week, Delaware State and Norfolk State on Saturday. I would take the under down to 128. Very, very gross. This is right up my alley, Shawn.
Human failure. You'll be watching this game. What time does it start Saturday? Oh, 3:30. Perfect. Yeah. That's a perfect game to turn on 3:30.
On Valentine's Day.
Yeah, just watching.
Honey, hold on. I got to watch this under.
Need these guys to miss some baskets here. Yeah, I'm going to bet this with you here. I'm going to put one unit on it and have some fun Saturday.
It's so good. Yeah, guys, it's a 61 per game. My God, my CYC team could have put more than that. We do see CYC teams, I'm sure, put up more than 61 on certain games.
Of course, yeah.
What is your son's team high water mark in points scored? It's 9-year-old boys, right? And this is rec league basketball, so this is not like not a select team. So what's their high point total?
It's the feeder program at our school. Well, we played one team that was a club you have these rankings 1 through like 10, and we're a rank 2, and we played some rank 5s, and they beat us like 52-10.
Oh man.
Like kid just pulls up and hits a 3 right away, and he's doing this, and it was like, oh man, we're in for it. And that was some tournament we played in, but usually we play against the same ranked opponent, and it's pretty well. So I think we've scored about 36, 34 points. Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah.
I could give Delaware State a run for their money. So yeah, looking forward to that one on Saturday. I love making bets like that. All right, Mr. Sharp, let's talk a little baseball. Pitchers and catchers, they reported today to spring training in Jupiter. I know you and I were texting about this yesterday, some of the season-long player props that you've been starting to look at. We've been talking some season-long win totals. So I'm just going to open this up to you, open it up to the chat. If you guys got anything you want to talk about baseball-wise, let us know. But Shawn, just take it where you want, whether it's our guy, Vinny P, baby, Cardinals, season-long win totals. What do you got on your mind?
Yeah, a couple things this year to look at. Kansas City Royals, they're moving their power alleys in about 9 to 10 feet. I think one's 9.5 and one's 9 or whatever it ends up being. But so the power alleys are coming in, and Kauffman Stadium has been a great stadium for average through the years with the big power alleys. But home runs have always been down. And Vinny P, he's at 27.5. And if you measure out last year with the amount of home runs he would have hit compared to what he did end up hitting with the power alleys, I think it was like 10 extra home runs for the season. So this is a big park shift for Kauffman. We like Vinny P. I think he's a very sturdy guy. When you look at him, he's a big guy. I don't think injury is going to be a part of his game. He doesn't have a super violent swing. He likes to walk a lot. I think that keeps him in the lineup. And a pretty decent lineup around him. And with the park shift here, with them moving the fences in 10 feet, I think he can get over 27.5. He hit 31 last year.
32.
I was at 32. So I think if you're looking at it, he can be a 40 homer player for sure with the park adjustment. So this is a bet I like a lot. Vinny P, baby.
Yep. Vinny P, baby. Vinny Pasquantino. Yeah, the stat you texted me yesterday, stat showed he would have hit 38 last season with the new fences.
Yeah.
So yeah, over 27.5. You can find that. I actually did bet that today. It was even money plus 100 that you were able to find. I really like that bet. We talk about this with overs with players for season-long player props. You really got to love it to bet the over, in our opinion, just because injuries can really, just reckon under immediately. We sweated that Wilson Contreras bet all last season, 19.5 home runs. He took a couple pitches off the hand as the season went on. I'm like, well, that's probably it. But he stayed healthy long enough. He hit number 20 in late August to cash that bet for me. That was a 3-unit play. And then he got hurt, I want to say like a week later, and they shut him down. Yeah. So we cashed that bet. But this kind of this is giving me Contreras vibes where, like, if he stays healthy, this is so obvious that this is going to hit, right? If he played 160 games last year, if he does that again, I mean, he played 131 games the year before. I think 131 games. Yeah, he did. And I think it was an injury that affected his power too.
Correct.
He only had 19 homers.
I think he had an abdomen.
Yeah, where it's tough to really get that torque you need in your swing to.
Yeah.
But even if he plays 131 games this year, I bet he goes over this number, 27.5.
Me too. And I think long term, he's going to be a durable player. He's a big guy. He plays first base. He doesn't really steal many bases, so we don't have to worry about that, getting injured, stealing bases. He's kind of base to base kind of a runner. He's not going first to third very often. He's kind of stationary. So, and then speaking about, those overs with the injury, I was texting you, and I like to look at it this way as well. Shohei Ohtani, I think his was 49 home runs was his over under. I mean, one long injury and he's not getting to 50 home runs. Aaron Judge, he's been banged up. I think he's at 49.5 home runs for the season. So these are some unders that you might want to throw a little taste on, a quarter unit or, maybe 1 unit, depending on how much you like that. But I just think there's something there. Shohei's going to be pitching this year again. So I wonder if the power comes down after full season and maybe he sits a little bit more when he does pitch. This team's loaded. How much do they really want to use him during the season? Maybe he hits 45 home runs, but not 49.5. That's an awfully high number. So I think I might end up betting that myself.
Yeah, just in principle, I feel like a number like that for Judge or Ohtani, it's either you bet the under or nothing. I think it's super square to bet an over on that, right?
I do. I mean, baseball's tough to stay healthy, and then
Yeah.
especially with Shohei, he's trying to pitch again this year full time. So I could just see a little bit of power coming back. Still an incredible player and probably going to hit 40, but I don't know if he gets to 50.
Vinny P, baby, from Brendan. Yes. Another CBS listener, I would imagine.
Yeah, Scott White is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT of fantasy baseball. Love me some Vinny P, baby. Yeah.
Another guy I'm on, I like Juan Soto this year for the MVP. I'll just ask you, Eric, when you think about Juan Soto, do you think he's going to be a Hall of Famer?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I think he gets an MVP in his career. So I think we're headed that way. He had a great season last year, and he added steals to his game. So is there a season where Soto can go 40-40? Maybe. He stole a ton of bases last year, and that was not a part of his game. So if he goes 40-40 or something like that and bats 300, I think he can win his first MVP. He's got a good team around him. So I like the odds at plus 800. Just a little quarter unit play on it.
And that's basically correlated with Ohtani because Ohtani's odds on to win the MVP. I think he's minus 125 was the number. Again, I think that's super square. No. Will he win it? I mean, he's over 50% to win it. I just don't think that's a good investment. You want to find someone else you like in the market. Soto, I think Soto might even be next up in the market at plus 800.
Yes,
to win the MVP. You got to think this is going to be a motivated Mets team to bounce back for that embarrassment last year of missing the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to be up there with the Dodgers winning close to 100 games, but I'd be stunned if the Mets don't make the playoffs again this season. And if they're in that playoff mix and one of the best teams in the league and Soto is doing what Soto does, he's definitely going to be one of the heavy favorites. And you're right. If Ohtani goes down for even a month or so take a pitch on the hand, just something weird that happens. Pitching injury that could impact your swing as well.
Soto's numbers last year, he scored 120 runs, 43 home run, 105 RBI, 38 stolen bases with a 921 OPS. So if he runs a little bit more, it hits a few more homers, are we talking about 50-50? Something like that's going to get it for him. And I do think he wants it. And this is, I think he's going into age 28 season. So usually this is the peak. And I could just see maybe a down year from Ohtani. At some point, he's got to cool down a little bit, right? And the Dodgers are so loaded, they don't need to really ride him until October.
Yeah, they do almost look like a jockey with the way they manage their team, where they push at certain stretches, but then when it gets to that home stretch, they are whipping that team into high gear. Yeah. And you see Blake Snell out there, just after barely pitching at all during the season. Sasaki, who basically did nothing in the regular season, then he's their closer in the playoffs. This team is unbelievable. Looking at a couple, their win totals. That's another thing. I just don't think it's a good idea to take overs. Like on the Dodgers win total, I think it was 103.5. Is that the number we saw yesterday?
Gross.
It just don't do that. I don't think the Dodgers care enough to want to win 104 plus games. Right. They just want to win their division and get in and then be ready to roll. So I don't think that, betting overs on teams or players at the top of the market, I just really highly advise against that.
Totally agree. I don't like it either. It's because you're betting to see, you're betting that hopefully the maximum outcome for that can happen at the top of the market. And more than likely, it's not going to happen.
Right. It's basically buying a stock when it's high. Just not a good idea. Yeah. So you want to do is find either one of those low stocks or Vinny P, I think, is a perfect kind of mid stock that you want to buy. Identify someone that's kind of in that mid range where he's not a household name, but it's someone that you've identified. This is a really good player on the ascend. He's in a good situation with a good lineup. And yes, the fences coming in is a massive, massive help to his home run total. So that was a really good find. Yeah, I bet that personally today, just for one unit, just because the Contreras bet was very uncomfortable for me last season. just praying that he stayed injured every game. There's another bet I made today, a team bet. This was a 3-unit play for me because this is not, I'm not beholden to injury here for one player. The Milwaukee Brewers win total is set at 84.5. This just continues to be disrespectful year in and year out, not counting the COVID season, obviously, that had just 60 games. The Brewers have gone over 84.5 wins 8 years in a row. So, I just totally trust this front office that they know what they're doing, whatever moves they make, whatever trades they make, getting rid of Freddie Peralta. I'm sure that's probably the casual baseball bettor think, oh, they're getting rid of Freddie Peralta. They're not going to be as good this year. And yes, they're not going to win as many games as last season. I don't think they're going to win the most games in the major leagues again. They don't have to. They got to win 85 to win this bet. So 3-unit play for me. I just totally trust the Brewers. Kicked myself I didn't take it last year because this is just one of those teams I just think you trust until further notice.
Yeah, I jumped on the Brewers about mid-season to come back and beat the Cubs and win the Central last year. Just a great front office. They kind of do this with these pitchers, and then they find, diamonds in the rough like Andrew Vaughn really need to get out of Chicago. And he comes over to Milwaukee. They maximize what he's good at as a hitter. And, he mashes left-handed pitching, and they're going to really utilize him there. So I love what the Brewers are doing. I love the bet here. And like you said, they don't have to win the division. They just have to get over that mark. So I'm going to join you on that play as well on a 3-unit play. I think this is just a team that grinds it out. They get on base. They know how to pitch. I like the Brewers over as well. Anything else in the Central with the Cardinals, man? I think we got the worst of the number right now. How are we looking for the NL Central bets? Yeah. That Cardinal over, what's it down to 69.5?
69.5 now.
Yeah, I couldn't bet the under now. I think you lost too much value when it was at 73.5 or so.
Yep. So
I'm off of that one now. Nothing really on the Cardinals that I'm looking for. I think this is a bad team. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of counting stats for players. So I just don't see that. Maybe, betting the over in these Cardinal games because this pitching staff's going to get rocked. The Cubs, not too much with the Cubs either. I think, PCA is going to have a little bit of a down year. He kind of showed second half he really struggled. So you might look at his prop market and bet his unders in the home run market. But, it's Wrigley. At the same time, I don't love that. I just maybe a small lane Wrigley Field. The wind's blowing out. You might get a 5-homer game and boost your numbers. So that's about it, though, for baseball for me. I'm just kind of starting to get into baseball and looking at some players and props I do like. One thing also to note for you is Tampa Bay is back home. So that little bit of home field advantage is back for pitchers. I think their ERA in Tropicana is like almost a full run lower than anywhere else. So that's something to look at. Something to do with the white roof, the white ceiling. I don't know, some kind of craziness.
What do you think about their win total? It's sitting at 77.5. It appeared low to me on the surface when I was scrolling through that today.
They're just a frisky team, man. I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I could see them back in kind of a normal environment, getting back over 500. And again, they don't even have to get to 500 to cash that bet. They could just go 78 and 82.
Yeah, and I mean, Jonathan Aranda, he's a good player. They got a good team over there.
Look who's in the chat. Tito says, stop arguing with yourself, Mr. Sharp at PCA.
This fraud of a guy. You can only talk to me, Tito, when you beat me in fantasy baseball, big man.
Tito, we miss you, brother. I'm glad you're on last week.
Yeah.
The Cardinals thing, I agree that the win total now being at 69.5. This is why it pays to watch Domesticated Gamblers. I talked about being on the under when it was at 73.5. I have 4 wins of value now. It's a 3-unit play for me in pocket. I thought that was a bargain. I think 69.5 is the right number. So I think all the value has been sucked out of that. It would be a pass for me at this point. I even looked at this today because, you know me, I like data, I like math. So they won 78 games last season. If you look at WAR, the players they traded away, Contreras, Donovan, Arenado, Sonny Gray, and I include Ryan Helsley in here as well because he was with the team for 4 months. If you add up the WAR for those 5 players, those players were worth exactly 9 wins last season on the button, 9.0. So if you take 78, take 9 away, that gets you to 69. And so that's why I think 69.5 is the right number for this team. I think it's a stay away at this point.
Same. I just don't like the value anymore. It's gone.
In terms of also, Brendan's looking for NL Central bets. I don't really want to bet on like who wins the division because like I would rather just invest in the Brewers being good. That is what I am most confident of, that they're going to go over 84.5. Like the Cubs could very easily bounce back and win that division. The Brewers, you got to think they're going to regress some from winning. I think they won 97, if I'm not mistaken, last season. So I'd rather not invest in who wins the division. Pittsburgh is going to be frisky. They've been making some moves, but that is baked into their season-long win total. The Pirates are now priced up at 76.5 for their win. So right where the Cardinals were last season. I could definitely see the Pirates going over, but I don't want to bet. Again, I think that's a stock that's on the rise. I don't want to bet that when it's already on the rise. I feel like the books have priced that appropriately. Do you agree with that, or do you think it's still a little too low?
I do. I if that was 69.5, 70, somewhere between 71 and 69, I would like that a little bit better myself. I do think Pittsburgh's frisky, but it's Pittsburgh. At the end of the day, that team hasn't won in so many years. You got to learn how to win. I think that's what Cincinnati's problem is. They haven't really learned how to win. Teams have to learn that, like a long winning streak through a season. So not much else yet in baseball. Those are just a couple bets, though. I love that Vinny P bet a lot.
Yeah. Gotson says, no expectations for me with the Cardinals. Just going to let Chaim Bloom build what he wants this year. Excited for the future, at least. At this point, just trust in Chaim. I don't think you can make any judgments at least for what he's acquired. And I think he has done the right thing. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Donovan is not, by the time the Cardinals are competitive again and be ready to contend, his contract's going to be up. You were calling trade Donovan even last season when his stock was at his highest. I'm totally with you on that. I get why they waited for the total transition from Mo to Bloom to kind of just let Bloom kind of be the bad guy and be the guy that trades off all the pieces. It took longer than what we would have liked, but I just think this is short-term pain, long-term gain.
Yeah, but 3 years ago, Goldschmidt, Arenado should have been getting dealt. The game had been changing. Mozeliak just stayed stubborn. Bowtie got his way, and it ended up being very mediocre there at the end, and then it ended up being really shitty at the very end. So, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to watch some new kids come up, and hopefully JJ starts with the major league club. So that'll be the most exciting thing for all us nerd fans of baseball right now.
Yeah, well, he better be here for 162. God, I hope so. One more, I love a gross bet. One more that I'm thinking about, haven't pulled the trigger yet. Colorado Rockies. Season win total is set at 52.5. I am inclined to want to bet the over. I saw in the second half last year, they played at a 52.5 win pace, where the first half they were just so putrid. And I can't remember if it was the White Sox or the A's. I want to say it was the White Sox. The 2 years ago won 40 games or something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't brave enough to bet the over on their win total last year, and they did go over. And I'm wondering if the Rockies is a similar thing this year, where 52.5, people are just not going to want to touch it. But I just 52.5 is just obscenely low. I almost feel obligated to bet the over. I don't know.
It's just a pathetic team again. I think at one point the Rockies were like 5-50 or something crazy. It was just so gross. I mean, what a terrible team. What a terrible organization. They cannot wait until there's a salary cap. I don't even know if that's going to help them. But I don't know if I could bet it. That's so low. But yeah, that'd be awesome if you hit a gross, disgusting under like that.
Well, that would be a gross, disgusting over. That's what I'd be more inclined to take the over. Yeah, that would be gross. Did you see the Rockies signed Jose Quintana?
He's not.
There you go.
That's how bad it is. That That little split change he throws, that's going to get crushed.
What is he doing signing there? No one else. You would think at this stage in his career he'd want to be on a contender, but it's just 1 year, $6 million. There just may not have been that much demand. And Denver is a great city. It's a great ballpark. So I think it'd be a lot of fun to.
I'd imagine that's the best deal he got offered.
Tito say Dante Bichette, comeback player of the year. Boy, they need Dante Bichette back in back in Colorado.
Yeah, they do.
They need any peaching though. They need lots of peaching. Let me get caught up here in the chat. Oh, Brendan says, have you heard the Castellanos news? So yeah, so the Phillies DFA'd him. And I'm seeing some headline that he admitted he brought beer in the dugout.
Good for him.
That's on brand for Nick, I think.
Good for Nick, the stick, baby.
Nick the stick. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
always love Castellanos. He won me a fantasy title, a fantasy baseball title. The year he went to Cincinnati, it was like you could tell his numbers from Detroit to Cincinnati were going to give him this incredible season because of the ballpark factor. But yeah, you can't let the guy go because he brought some beer into the clubhouse. We're talking about baseball. Beer and peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Come on, man.
I don't think that was the reason they let him go. I think he is on the decline. Like I have him in my dynasty league, and you can just see that the metrics. He's pretty much cooked at this point. I think he's got one of the slowest bats in the major leagues now. Samuel House says, "Give me a beer, JD." Or Will Clark would get after JD Drew, and he would put the rookie to work, make him hand out the Budweisers in the clubhouse. Love it.
Oh, what a line that is. Get me a beer.
Nationals got Miles Michaelis. He will throw a perfect game against us from Brendan. Yeah. Miles can deal, man. You know what's funny? I was looking at those WAR stats today for the Cardinals, just deducting, like who they lost. Michaelis was actually over 1 for his WAR last season. He was a positive player.
Yeah. I think I was on his over. I had Miles in my fantasy team for a little bit because against the right matchup, he gets a lot of fly balls and a good ballpark. He should have went to somewhere like Detroit. It'd been a great ballpark for him to go into Detroit,
Yeah, it was Michaelis last year.
Now Kaufman's changed.
Yeah. It was when Michaelis was at home against a team with a losing record. That's when he pitched really, really well last year. Yeah, and Samuel House says, woohoo, wish him the best. Yeah, he was a really good Cardinal for a long time. Hey, man, I'd sign the contract too if it was given to me and I knew I was kind of a mediocre pitcher. You're offering me a bunch of years, a bunch of money. Right. Hell yeah, man. So, yeah, kudos to Miles Michaelis I thought he was going to be done and get into media or something or just go live on a boat somewhere. But no.
Go eat some lizards.
Yes. Let's see. We got one more comment here from Brendan. He's looking forward to St. Louis City SC. Not sure we're going to score goals, but having 19 defenders is cool. Yeah, I saw they lost their friendly with Los Angeles. I can't remember if it was LAFC or the Galaxy. I believe it was a 3-0 loss yesterday in their friendly. They're putting out kits inspired by Tina Turner. I don't know if you saw that today.
I thought the season just ended.
I mean, it did end in December.
And now they're playing a friendly? When does the season start?
2 weeks from now.
What? It just ended. What the fuck's going on? There's no off season?
It's one of the things I love about soccer. It's a brief off season.
What?
Yes.
What is going on?
Oh my God.
It's too cold to be out there playing soccer right now. It's too cold. No wonder they lost. It's too damn cold to be right out there in your little short shorts.
I think they're playing out in California for their friendlies.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But no, they're downtown in the cold ass weather.
No. I'm sure they'll be doing some training here, but yeah, the regular season opener, I want to say is 2 weeks from tomorrow. Oh God, is it next week already? It might be next week. Brendan, if you're still in the chat, I got too many tabs open. Let me know when the season opener is for City.
March 1st, they play?
I'm 99% certain it is in February.
In February, they're going to play soccer in St. Louis?
Yes. Yes, the season opener is Saturday, February 21st, a week from Saturday.
I wonder if Tito Ulrich will be sitting in the stands freezing his butt off watching a 0-0 game.
I think they'll be giving up some goals this year.
Cold.
Or maybe not scoring as much as they should. Yeah, Saturday, February 21st, Energizer Park. City hosting Charlotte.
I think we bet the under, huh?
Don't know enough yet. I got to wait and see. I tread lightly early in
Brendan
season.
says we got 19 defenders. It's going to be 0 degrees out. I think it's a great under.
Might be right. Soccer is the most exhausting sport. And yes, soccer never ends.
Well,
let's get to our best bets here, Mr. Sharp. Enjoy the baseball talk. Shawn, you've won your last 2 when you've been on the show.
Yeah.
So you do have the honors here. Let's see. We did have one here from the Gotson. He had to bolt. He said he had this up for the late volleyball game, but his best bet, Scotty James to win gold in the men's snowboarding half pipe, parlayed with Michaela Schifrin to win the women's slalom. Took a plus 105 last night. My God, the Godson is a patriot and a DGen all at once. I'm trying to get into the Olympics. I've had a busy week. It's on during the day. I can't watch at night. It's on tape delay. It's 2026. I'm not going to be watching sports on tape delay. But now the hockey has gotten started. I do want to get into the hockey. I saw Bennington had a shutout today for Canada. The U.S. got on the board with the easy win over Latvia. So I think I'm going to be locking into some of the hockey. But that is the Godson's best bet. I'm assuming you're not going Olympics for your best bet, Shawn.
No, I'm not. But man, what a great bet that is right there. If you could have told like the gamblers back in the 30s and 40s that you're betting on the Olympics and a 2-team parlay and a solemn, I mean, my God, incredible bet right there. We should have post those on a website. This is like the most crazy bet of the day or bet of the month.
My IU buddy Ryan, who is still in celebration mode from the Hoosiers winning the national titles, he's gotten into the curling. He used to curl back in the day. He was like at a club. It's a great place to like drink beer and just do some curling. And he texted me, he's like, hey, you got to do this parlay. I think it was Great Britain and like in China or something like this. He's like, you can boost it up to like plus 118. And I'm like, this is probably going to hit, but I'm on my timeout today. I can't bet it. It did hit. He already sent me another one for tomorrow. Or it's actually 2:00 in the morning. 2-team money line parlay for men's curling. I'm on my timeout still because
why don't you go ahead and forward that to me after the show? I'll put that in and you can live through me. For my best bet, I'm going to take Missouri, whatever the line is. I think the Tigers, they look like a good basketball team to me right now. They're buying in, and I like the Missouri Tigers. You said Mr. Ken Palm's got it around 1.5. So I would take it up to anything minus 3.5 for the Tigers.
All right. I love to hear that. I'm going to be with you on that. What is your philosophy on, let's say the spread comes out Mizzou minus 1.5. Do you take the money line or do you lay the points? And then also on the other side, if they're plus 1.5, would you take the 1.5 points or would you just bet the Tigers on the money line at probably even money?
I'm probably going to bet the money line at the Tigers because it's probably going to be minus 123, 118, something like that.
If they're favored, by 1.5, it would be around minus 120.
I'll lay the little bit of juice and take that point out in case you get a game like where you win by 1, just where they had, their last game. So take it out, take the money line. But I do like to bet on the dog on the money line sometimes when I like them when they're getting a few points. Just to take, the house's money. I know last year on the show, I think Michigan State, I had them on a plus 160 or something. And sometimes when you're following basketball and you're getting into the groove and you're really doing some research and you, just like you talked about that disgusting under, it's like when you get an edge, if you can get part of the house's money with that edge, sign me up fucking all day. That's what I'm looking for as a gambler. That's what gets me going. Is taking the house's money. I really love to be able to take the house's money because it's tough in this market to really get plus money bets to hit. Everybody tries these crazy parlays with these plus money. It's tough to do, man. And it's just tough to do 12 months out of the year.
Yeah, it is. Usually the way I approach it is if Mizzou is plus 1.5 and I think they're going to win the game, I'll take the money line because I want the plus money. If they're minus 1.5, I will usually just lay the points at the minus 110 rather than doing the minus 120 or minus 125 on the money line, just because if I'm wrong, I don't want to pay that extra juice, and the odds of them winning by just 1 are super low. I'm sure I've been burned on that at times. It's just the way I approach it. There's really no right or wrong answer, I think, with that, but I was just curious how you
Yeah, it's
approach
kind of
that.
like do you hit 6 in in blackjack or not? Do you hit 16 or do
Oh
you
yeah,
spin,
yeah,
So either you do or you don't. I've been burned too many times by that one and a half, and it's been like, I don't want to. But it probably over the long haul, if I really recorded all of it, where is it? It's probably
yeah,
like, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably like 88% where it never happens,
yeah, yeah.
So
And
yeah.
probably even higher than that, if
I
I had to
may I
guess.
maybe need to adjust to that. I might need to
Yeah.
adjust.
Samuel House saying February is not just for college ball anymore. I guess not when the Olympics are here. You got the NHL on break, NBA's on break. But
You got soccer going on. Fuck is going on.
you'll have MLS at the end of the month, 9 days from now. And you got curling to bet on at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, I'll send you that play. Yeah, and he's saying Valentine's Day Massacre. I'm not saying Mizzou's going to blow out Texas. I don't think you're saying that either. But I just think this is a team on the rise, playing a team that I think is a really good matchup for them with the way the Tigers like to play and the way Texas likes to play. I think it feeds right into Mizzou's hands.
I do too. And I just like what I'm seeing from the Missouri offense. Getting it down to the bigs. They're working hard down there. They're down in the paint, getting all the rebounds. I love the Tigers right now. I like what they're doing. They got to defend the three, but like you talked about, Texas doesn't shoot the three, so it's going to be a good matchup for them.
Yeah, really looking forward to that one. My best bet, I'm also going to college basketball on Saturday. I have been on the Fade Air Force train, and I'm going to do it here again for my best bet. This team, thank you for your service, what you're doing, where you're going to college, but this is a terrible basketball team. Air Force, 3-21 overall,
Oof.
0-13 in the Mountain West, and they are just getting clobbered as of late. They're 1-9-1 against the spread over their last 11 games. And even the one game they covered, I actually won fading them because I took the opening number and it got bet, the day before it got bet up like 2 or 3 points the next day. And I ended up winning on the opening number. But if I would have waited till the day of, I would have lost. So get on this early because this will rise. I'm nearly certain of that. Because Air Force is going to be on the road at Fresno State on Saturday. Projected spread on KenPom is Fresno State -17. I know this sounds high, but Fresno just won at Air Force by 17 a couple weeks ago. I was on that game and won it. Spread was just 9 with Fresno having to go on the road. And now they get Air Force at home. Air Force has been brutal on the road, especially in conference. They're 0-6. Their average margin of defeat on the road in conference has been by 26 points.
Oof.
And Fresno's been really good against the number this season. They're 16-7 against the spread. So I think they win this one by 20 plus. Just keep fading Air Force until further notice. And again, get on this early. This line will come out Friday night, whatever it is Friday night. If you wait until Saturday, an hour or two before the game, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 points higher than it was on Friday. So my best bet, Fresno State to cover against Air Force on Saturday. Projected spread -17. I would take this all the way up to 19.5. I'd be comfortable there. If it got over 20, it would be a pass. It looks like I don't know if Samuel Howe is referring to City, and I think he is. Says he blames leadership uninspiring. They are very good at the social media game, I feel like. They do a great job with the experience. Matt Seebeck was actually a high school classmate of mine at the U High, and he's their chief experience officer. He does a fantastic job on social media and just with the game experience. But the front office with the moves that they make, the players they bring in, playing style, it just look, I'm not sitting here saying I'm the biggest soccer expert in the world. I do bet soccer well. This team, Roman Berkey came out and said, we talked about it on the last week on the show with Tito. He basically said in his opening interview as the captain of the team when training camp started, he goes, "Yeah, we're not a playoff team right now the way we're currently constructed." So he was just flat out honest with that. I think it's going to be another long season unless just something happens with an addition here in the next week. I don't know, man. I just don't think we're going to have a lot to be excited about here once college basketball is over.
Yeah, it's almost like MLS let us off, in that little playoffs the first year to get everybody sucked in. That's kind of my conspiracy theory on MLS. They kind of sucked the St. Louis fans in, and now we suck. It sucks, man, because we really need something, a team that's going to be good. We need City. We need the Blues. We need the Cardinals. We need something because right now we're just living through the Billikens basketball team and then Missouri Sports, their football team and their basketball team.
Yeah. Samuel House says, he was talking Air Force. My bad. When talking about, I guess, 0-9. I mean, they're 0 everything right now. Air Force is so bad. Brennan's best bet in the chat. He's getting to soccer. It's the FA Cup this weekend in England, which I love the FA Cup. Man City gets Salford City. Man City -1.5. Oh, they're only -1.5. Oh, I'm guessing it's probably in the -300-ish range or so. Chelsea money line against Hull City. That should hit no problem. And then back to the EPL, Arsenal money line against Wolves on Wednesday. So it's a 3-legged parlay, money line of -151. Gross. I'll have to dig in a little bit more to that. I know I actually have Arsenal money line against Wolves in a 3-unit parlay. That's the last leg left. I just need Arsenal to beat Wolves on Wednesday. That should hit no problem. But yeah.
Brendan, where'd you play baseball at here? I can't see that picture.
Yeah. Can't tell you. He looks like he's got a nice build to him. He looks like he could be a power hitting first baseman there if I can see that well enough.
Yeah, he's kind of got his hands up there. He kind of reminds me of Austin Riley's stance there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Samuel House says, go SLU. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I just want to enjoy this experience as long as I can. And we've decided in our family, I'm a lifelong SLU fan. Went to SLU for St. Louis U High for high school, went to SLU for college, graduated 2004. We've decided our spring break coincides with the first round of the NCAA tournament. Wherever the Billikens get sent, that's where we're going for spring break. We're going to make an executive decision that Sunday night when the bracket comes out. Are we driving? Are we flying? We are prepared. We could be going as far as flying to Portland or San Diego.
Are you taking Andy?
Yes.
Nice.
Take Andy.
Awesome.
So she's on board. We went to the Dayton game all together as they were, hitting all these threes against the Flyers. So that my daughter liking the Billikens. My wife is like, these guys are freaking good. I'm like, I know. I've been telling you how good this team is. So, I'm kind of hoping they get to stay in St. Louis. I know that wouldn't be a trip for us, but I would be super excited to see the Billikens play at Enterprise Center.
You could do one of those little staycations if it was in St. Louis.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good way to do it. So,
yeah.
So we may be driving to Oklahoma City. We might be flying to Portland. You just never know.
Get you a hotel that has an indoor pool. That way you can take the kid there if you need a little downtime. Yeah.
Indoor pool is a must for sure. Yeah. Brennan says he played at an Illinois College D3 school in Jacksonville, Illinois.
Awesome. Yeah.
Right.
I think he's got the Austin Riley stance. I can see it.
Samuel says, you taking Rocky or Dave Green might pay you. I want to enjoy this as a fan. I've done the thing. I was in the media. I covered the 2005 Final Four when Illinois was here and they lost to North Carolina in the final. It was a great event to cover. But you're a reporter. I was in the locker room when the Cardinals won the World Series in 2006. I have audio of Albert Pujols dumping champagne on my head. It's incredible. But I was not able to enjoy that experience as a fan because you're working. You don't cheer in the press box. You got to be a pro when you're in the locker room, on the field, what have you. And then you got to go up to the press box and do your work after you get all your interviews. So,
man, I would have been going nuts if I'm getting champagne poured on my head.
It was some good memories. I still have that audio. I'll have to play that for you sometime.
Yeah.
But I want to enjoy this SLU experience as a fan. Like I said, there's no guarantees we ever get this again at St. Louis University. I hope we turn into a program like a Marquette, like a Xavier, like a Creighton or Pipe Dream, a Gonzaga of the Midwest. But I'm not taking this for granted. This could be the one year, the Billikens. This could be the best team that they have in my entire lifetime. And I'm going to go travel wherever they go. And we're going to watch them. I'm going to cheer my ass off. It's why part of the reason my voice is struggling tonight. I had a cold already. I went to the LaSalle game on Saturday. They went nuts in the second half, hitting all these threes. Screamed. My voice was gone. I had no voice on Sunday. It's coming back slowly but surely. But yeah, we are here to cheer on the Billikens. My fan hat will be on.
Yeah, man. I noticed your shoulders and arms looking a little buffer there. That workout's looking like it's already putting on a little muscle.
We're trying, man. We're trying.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes a day. It's not bad.
5 minutes a day. We're middle-aged men. We just got to do a little bit every day. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Right, Shawn?
Well, that's right. You got to fire that muscle up. And, Yeah, in your 40s, you lose a little muscle and just fire that muscle up 5 minutes a day. And I'm happy that you're doing it because it's so easy. Really, it's just 5 minutes a day. But I noticed you got a little form there, baby. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite T-shirts. So yeah, it's form fitting. I'm gonna go upstairs after this. Talk to the wife. I'll let you know what you said.
All right.
Well, enjoy the show tonight, guys. That is going to do it. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the STL Sports Central YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also want to mention, coming up February 17th, it is the 1-year anniversary of STL Sports Central. And to celebrate, we're giving away prizes that include tickets as well as autographed merchandise courtesy of Joe Yancey and Fanfare Collectibles. So find out how to register and win on all STL Sports Central social media accounts. So check that out. And also make sure to support our advertisers, especially James Carlton. Take 2 minutes, go to carltoninsurance.net, fill out the super easy form on there, and get a quote. There's a very good chance he could save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your insurance. So call 314-961-4800 or go to carltoninsurance.net. I'm Eric Sontag, and that is Shawn Surwillo, and this has been Domesticated Gamblers here on STL Sports Central. Presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Thank you for being with us, guys, and we will see you next week.
Let's go. Let's cash.